Good morning. Welcome to another sophisticated Saturday where together we work through my to-do list and get things done around the house. Today is kind of a weird day because we actually have a wedding that we're going to tonight, and I am going to try and go room to room, quickly pick up the house. I have my in-laws coming to watch the boys, and Jim's brother is actually in town and he is going to be at the house hanging out with the boys as well. And I think my mother-in-law's parents are also coming. So it's gonna be like a full house of guests at our house. Well, we're not even here. So I wanna try and make some cookies maybe so they have like a little dessert. I think they're just gonna do takeout. I'm not making them dinner or anything, so that will save me some time. I actually have a little bit of work to do today and just a lot of quick picking up. I clearly did a load of laundry this morning, so I'm gonna fold this quickly. And then, like I said, I think we're just gonna go room to room trying to pick things up, and then I will need to get myself ready for the wedding. I have no idea what I'm gonna wear. Just kind of, I wanna say one of those days, but it's a weird day, so it's not really one of those days. It's very rare that this happens, / it's never happened. So I'm gonna finish folding this laundry, and then we are gonna keep moving through the rest of the house and getting stuff done as quickly as possible. Okay, so once I finished up with the folding of the laundry, I really wanted to, like I said, give a quick once over to a lot of the rooms. And since my in-laws are watching the boys, I want to make sure that everything's set up for them. So I got the beds made and all of the toys and books picked up in both of the boys' rooms. I also, before I started filming this morning, I laid out their pajamas and everything that they would need, Owen's toothbrush and toothpaste, and got the bath stuff ready. I'm going to give them just a quick little tour of all the things, how to turn on the sound machine and things like that, because I don't think they've ever put the kids to bed in our house before. They live like 45 minutes away from us, so it's very nice to have family in the same state, but they're not necessarily super close to us. So this is, like I was explaining before, a pretty rare occurrence that we do something like this. I also ran out really quickly to grab some groceries. I needed a few things for the boys. I needed like some fruit. I got some ingredients that I'm gonna need for recipes coming up for the beginning of the week and this weekend. I'm gonna do a quick clean out of the fridge. Again, whenever you have company, like I don't want them to open the fridge and have all these gross leftovers in there or have it just be dirty. So I got rid of a few leftovers, wiped it down a bit, and then I'm going to put the rest of the groceries away and try and point them to some of the food that the boys can have when they are having dinner. Okay, so I am making a quick matcha latte. I was just looking at which one of the oat milks I am using. It is the original unsweetened of the Oatly. It kind of looks pretty thin, so I'm just making sure I shook it enough. Yeah, it just looks a lot thinner than most oat milks. When I typically make a matcha latte, I will froth up whatever milk I'm using. Oat milk is my favorite. And a lot of times I will make in the Keurig just a little bit of hot water to kind of thin it out a bit. But because this is so thin, I'm going to do less hot water than I normally do. I don't know, maybe a teaspoon or so of matcha powder. I add in a little bit of honey. And then my favorite is almond extract. I just love the flavor of almond. And I like that I can kind of control how much sugar or sweetness I'm doing. And then I'm going to froth it up in the pantry. I think I've used this oat milk before and it doesn't froth that well. But still, it's a great way to warm it up, and it's really hard to mix up matcha. So the frother kind of does both of those things together. And now I am going to try and make some pumpkin-shaped cookies, because I think we have time, but I guess we'll see. Quickly back to cleaning up a few more rooms just so I can gauge how much time I have left to make these cookies. I picked up the living room, of course. I did fold all the blankets and put the pillows in the proper spots. I cleaned up most of the toys, but I did leave a few of them out. Owen's been weirdly clinging on to a few magnetiles and mostly triangular shapes and like bringing them all around and building things like Ferris wheels or pizza pies. So I left those out because I know that there are certain toys that he has that he'll ask for, like, where is my blue flashlight? He'll always ask for that when he goes to bed, and I want to make sure those things are out so he knows where they are. And if he asks for something specific that he's been playing with a lot, I don't want my in-laws to not be able to find it. The other area I need to clean up a little bit better is the dining room table area, kitchen table area. We don't actually have a dining room, but there's always crumbs on the floor here. It's always a mess. I had already cleaned off the tabletop. Of course, I work top to bottom, so probably dropped some more crumbs on the floor. As I was cleaning the tops of the tabletops, I wiped off both of the high chairs, and I'm giving it just a quick vacuum, and then I am going to use my Bona mop and just spray it. This isn't the deepest cleaning method. I have like different stages that I use for when I'm cleaning the floors. I have a wet dry vac that kind of does it all in one, or I can use a broom, and I do have a spin mop as well, but this is kind of like the quick way to get things done. Last two spaces here, I wanted to clean my office because I had papers everywhere. Like I said, I was doing a little bit of work today, so I was getting those things done. I have one label order that I was still working on, so I'm going to leave that sitting out. And then last but not least, the basement was actually pretty clean already, but we had the boys dressed this morning in the cutest little outfits. There was one for Henry that was Elmo, and one for Owen that was Cookie Monster. And so we have Sesame Street stuffed animals downstairs, and Owen wanted to go downstairs and get the matching Sesame Street characters, and we took pictures of them in the chairs that they have with their names on it. Very cute. So I had to just quickly clean that up, put the stuffed animals away, and put the chairs away. Okay, I have made this recipe once before, but it's been a while. I have it printed out here. And I think it starts with creaming the butter, sugar, and vanilla. So I have 3 sticks of butter. It's supposed to be salted butter. I have unsalted butter, but I just looked it up, and apparently per stick of butter, it's about 1/3 of a teaspoon of salt. So I'm just going to add in about a teaspoon of salt to this and hope for the best. And it's 1.25 cups of brown sugar. So there's 1/4. I need a larger workspace. Okay, all of that is mixed. Now I'm going to add in the eggs. It says 1 at a time, so I'm just kind of lightly beating that one in. And the next one, and then we're going to add in the flour and the other dry ingredients. So I have, let's see, a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. What else? I have 1/2 teaspoon of ginger and a teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm also adding in a teaspoon of baking soda and 4.5 cups of flour. And then we will mix it all together again. I will, of course, link the recipe in the description box below, but this recipe could really be used any time of the year or with any shape. You'll see how cute they turn out as pumpkins, but I'm just rolling them out like a normal, regular cookie. You could also do this with your favorite sugar cookie dough. It really doesn't have to be this exact recipe, but I do have a pumpkin cookie cutter, so I'm cutting out pumpkin cookie cutters shapes, and then half of them I'm going to leave plain, and the other half I am going to cut a little jack-o'-lantern face in it, and we're going to sandwich it with some milk chocolate and have the milk chocolate ooze through the eyes and the mouth of the jack-o'-lantern. And you will see in just a little bit too that I'm going to, once they come out of the oven, just put a little bit of butter on them and cinnamon sugar. It's basically like a snickerdoodle with some milk chocolate stuffed in between, so how could you go wrong? I did put the cookies into the freezer before they went into the oven. That was something that was recommended in the recipe, and I think it works pretty well, and that probably helps to make sure that the eyes and the mouth don't close up too much, and for the most part, I think they look really good. A couple of the faces are probably better than the others, but that's okay, and I'm just, like I said, brushing them with butter and then cinnamon sugar. I think these turned out so adorable. I had to taste a little bit of one as well, and I thought they were also delicious. So look cute, taste great. I stacked them up in this cake stand, and they are ready for all of our guests to come over. That is it for today's video. I'm in a little bit of a time crunch. I think I'm still gonna shower and like redo my hair and makeup. I was thinking this dress for the wedding because it's cocktail attire, and this felt like a good cocktail dress. But I'm realizing it actually has a stain on it, so it's not clean. I'm going to try and get the stain out. If not, I assume this is a dry clean only item. So I'll probably just need to throw it in the dry cleaning pile. But I have plenty of other dresses. I have way too many dresses. I think that's one of the things I need to start decluttering next. So I'm sure I will find something that works for cocktail attire. And with that, I should probably get running through the shower because in-laws and everyone else are going to be coming over shortly and I need to keep moving with the day. So thank you so much for joining me, and until next time, I will see you all later.